Ultra Video Parity. Oi! So the Oakland Raiders pulled off a game. It was a pretty good game, actually. I think this game and also the one between, I think, was it San Francisco and the Rams, the most exciting games, believe it or not. Although I think, well, wait a minute, was that right? Or the Rams and some other team. Or maybe both, whatever. I think San Francisco's 0-6 and the Rams aren't much better, but I could be wrong about that. This game I fell asleep around halftime. Not that it was boring, I don't know. I watch a lot. I try to watch as many games as I can for my blog, and so I'd get tired, you know. I'm a computer repair technician during the day. But I woke up in time to watch the end, which was really pretty. It was about a minute, I would say a minute left. Somewhere around a minute. I thought it was over. Kansas City gave up the ball somewhere around a minute. I think Oakland might have had 2 timeouts. I know they didn't have all 3 timeouts. It was inside the 2-minute warning, which makes things more difficult. It was about a minute. They didn't have to drive like 99 yards, but, 75, 80 yards, whatever. Within a minute, they were down by 6 points, so it's not like they could come back and kick a field goal. Oh, they missed. I didn't include that in my blog post. I try not to write too long of a blog post because, hence the term recap. Who wants to read a 1,000-word recap? But I had a lot to write about, though. But Oakland had 1 field goal blocked, and then they missed a field goal, a pretty short one. But Kansas City's field goal kicker is almost perfect. They actually obtained him from another team's practice squad. I'm trying to think which was it. I don't think it was San Francisco. No, Oakland got San Francisco's linebacker that they just cut, Hoffman. I have no idea why San Francisco gave up Hoffman. What are they thinking? He's not injured because he started, and in the first half I thought he played really well. He almost had a sack. The second half he seemed to disappear. He didn't seem like he was, I don't know. It didn't seem, but still overall, why would you give up Kaufman? Kansas City's kicker was on another team's practice squad, believe it or not. He missed his first field goal, but he's made every field goal since, so I think he's something like 11 for his first 12. But Oakland had 1 field goal blocked, and then they missed another short one. Otherwise, they could have had the game tied. I thought it was over within a minute. Even though neither defense was all that good. Kansas City had over 400 yards. Both teams had close to 500 yards total. Oakland had 505 net yards. 417 of them were passing. Kansas City had 342 passing yards. Neither team had more than 100 rushing yards. It was obviously a passing game. Neither defense looked very well, in my opinion, against the pass. And I was kind of surprised how well Oakland passed the ball. Because before this game, they were, 2-4? Yeah, 2-4. Now they're 3-4. So they're still in the playoff hunt. Kansas City is 5-2 now. They won their first 5 games, and now they've lost their last 2 straight. I always think that Andy Reid teams are overrated, but that's just my opinion. With Philadelphia, his teams historically don't perform well in the playoffs. Kansas City has only had like 1 playoff win in the last, 20, 25 years. But a lot of times they just bail out of the playoffs. But I thought it was I thought it was a really good game overall. No turnovers. I think Oakland had 1 fumble, but they recovered it. So you can recover a fumble, and that is in reference to the ridiculousness with the New York Jets. I thought that call was rigged, but I don't want to digress about that. I was gonna make a video about that, but I'm busy. I have a computer business, and so. Anything else about this game? 31-30, high scoring. The last 5 minutes or so, the last 2 minutes, I mean, it was a passing game, just back and forth, back and forth. Neither team really defenses looked very well against the pass. They were decent against the run. So now Kansas City is 5-2, but the Broncos, they lost at home to the 0-5 Giants. So Kansas City is still in first place and Oakland is third. So Kansas City 5-2, Denver 3-2, Oakland 3-4, Chargers 2-4. Oh, and the crowd, the stadium looked half empty. As a matter of fact, I looked for their attendance and the NFL's official box score, and they didn't include the attendance. But when I watched it over the internet, I was wondering why the fans weren't really that loud, even though the Raiders were playing quite well, I thought. And they had to come from behind. They got behind a little bit. It was kind of back and forth for a while, but then Kansas City went up. I don't think they ever had more than a 6-point lead, but still on the road. That's, any lead on the road, whatever. But the attendance looked pretty. The entire top row was pretty empty, and there was a lot of empty seats. I noticed that as well. Adios.